Hello everyone and welcome to Zeepkist Cup of the Day for the first time in V16. Whole bunch of new updates, new sounds, new track pieces, new cosmetics. And for the first time, Cup of the Day. This map is made by AndMe, the 53rd clone of AndMe. I like it, AndMe. I remember he did this with his last Cup of the Day as well, or he changed his number to the number of the Cup of the Day. Cup of the Day 53. There's an outer tube, so probably not going to do very good at this one. Yay. A lot of new things with V16, including the tire screeching, which you may have heard already. Bunch of new sounds. Players have horns now. I'm surprised we haven't heard any yet. Okay, in spite of the outer tube, I do like this track. This feels like this is going to be fun to try to optimize. 44.3 is the author time, so over a second from Zomin. There's that screeching. Someone's going for the outer. Zomin goes for the outer. I think that's just going to be slower. Ouch. I think we're going to be hearing a lot of screeching on that turn. Let's try this once, because, you know, gotta try it just so I don't miss out on something massive. No, I was 7 speed higher when I went for the inside. The inside of the outer tube. No, I don't know. I don't know what to call that. Ooh, very deep on the outer tube. Zoman's getting close already, as is Kern. Close to that author time. I do like that there is now an audio cue for when you are smoking tires. Do I take this run? This isn't even, like, representative of the speed I'm going to be doing through that section of the track, so probably should just reset. I need to get good at that outer tube. That's like the most important part of this track, and one thing that I'm not very good at in this game. Not entirely sure what I want to do with those sausage pieces. That's an inner also. Ah, 46.9 is not very good, but I know I'm losing a lot of that time. Zomin is getting very close to that author time. Don't want to be going wide, don't want to be screeching. So, probably, I feel like... let's see what, if Direx pulls away from me here, because I feel like the concave pieces, you're going to be wanting to go for speed conservation there. It's hard to tell because Direx was already going faster than me by the time we got there. It's always hard to tell on those if you want to go for maximum speed or minimum time. But I think with that much of the map left, you want to be going for speed. Addressing the question in chat, are we going to get a Cup of the Day with flying at some point? If I ever call in sick to a Cup of the Day, it's going to be that one. I do not like the flying mechanics in this game, or just the flying in general. It's not even the mechanics, it's just I'm not good at the flying. Okay, so I like that line that I just took. That's going to be a lot of speed. Ooh, whoa. Drifting on the inner wall, right? That's interesting. Oh, another thing with V16, speed splits is naturally in the game now. You don't need a mod to see your speeds at checkpoints. That's very exciting. It's also reflections, which I don't have the real-time reflections on, but on this plastic material, you're going to be seeing a lot of shiny reflections. You can actually see some of the stars from the skybox, even with what I have. How much speed does this lose? Not there, but up here is the question. Oh, that's actually... I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it to try to go outside on those turns and just take it as inside as possible. A 5 speed coming to the end, that's gonna pay off with a lot of time save. Puts me only 17th. This is one of those tracks where I think a little spectate of Zomin might help. Zomin will, wow, a lot of people resetting off that too, but it looks like Zomin knows I'm spectating him. See what Kern's doing. Kern's also very fast. Zomin, the 43.5 already, though. I think it's going to be hard for anybody to beat Zomin in this one. Okay, the spectating's not going to help if everyone keeps failing this outer tube. Jeez. That's a bad line from Kern. Okay, there we go. That was a good outer two. Let's see what he does on these corners. Yeah, it goes very inside, get some airtime. See, I don't think you want to go so inside that you get airtime, but I do think you want to go inside. And obviously he's going to go for that inner. Didn't get to see what Zomin was doing either. Alright, let's get a couple more practice attempts in. Can't be wasting all my time spectating. That's a tough corner, that uphill one. It's not the first time I've seen a corner like that. But every time you get an uphill turn like that, there's so much tire smoke. It's very hard to control that. I already completely forgot what line I was going to try to go for there. I do appreciate that that inner is very friendly. And that you don't completely wreck your run if you mess it up. I normally despise... Ooh, look at that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I normally despise inner wall rides, but that one's actually kind of nice. There you go. Minimal screeching sounds that time. Another new thing with the V16 update is you can now choose the color of your name, and it shows, like, you can see whoever that is in front of me with the red name or pinkish name. That's really cool, actually. Gives a lot more unique customization options to every individual player. New cosmetics, you may notice my car is actually green for the first time ever. There we go. That was a pretty good run. That's getting close to that author time. It's not getting close to Zomin, but I don't think many people are. Sandals is having his weekly computer crash right as a couple of days about to start, naturally. Sandals is back in game, so hopefully this gets going off of the warm-up round as it should. Ed Sheeran is in the game. I didn't know he played Zeepkist. Alright, so I'll be honest, I didn't feel that great, even though I'm 6th on the leaderboard. I just got that one good run, and I did not feel like that was an amazing run. Obviously, there's over a second to be saved with Zomin's time and even Kernkov getting into the 43s. And I don't have any consistency. as you can see, with me being 16 speed down. But hopefully I can just get through the early rounds, even with mediocre times. Let's see. Yeah, very spread out leaderboard. So hopefully if I can just be doing, low 45s for a while. Someone actually left the game, or something happened there? I don't know. I hope he's still around. It'd be a shame if he didn't get to participate. A bit of airtime, but that was about as clean as I've gotten that first part of the tube. Alright, I'm catching the pack, which is good news. Just have to not be in the bottom 4, which probably means just getting a finish, honestly. Didn't get that inner very good, but that's okay. Just get a time. Make sure I survive, and then I can start optimizing. Oh yeah, bit of lag as everybody's crossing the finish there. This track is shockingly not too blind, even with players on. Not as comfortable on the first part of the outer two, but I didn't get the airtime. Okay, I got airtime there, though. There's the horns. Finally, get a horn. Not gonna have time for another run, but should be okay. See, Zoman doesn't have a time. Is Zoman actually just out of the game? Yeah, Zoman left the game. Maybe he couldn't stick around or something and was just proving to everybody what he would have been able to do. Yep, we got our first tie in second place for Energy and Seabad. Don't get to see Seabad around very often, but he's very fast whenever he does race, so keep an eye out for him. Not too many DNFs. As usual, though, just getting a time is enough to get through the first round. Okay, so a bit of a cluster of players in front of me. I hate outer tubes. Whoa, I almost hit that sign. People are passing me, but I think I just wanted time more than anything else. This is an awful run, though. Did hook that inner pretty nicely. Starting to catch up to some of these guys again at the end of the track. Yeah, and the game doesn't seem to like it when a whole bunch of people are getting finishes at once, but... They were 17th. I'm not comfortable with that time, but I don't think enough people are going to beat that. Again, just 4 people get eliminated at the end of this round. You don't have to win every round, you just have to not be last. Well, I don't really have time unless I get a personal best here. Hopefully that is enough to not be last. Not great on the outer tube. Nice inner wall ride. It's too bad I'm not going to get to the finish. Finster's going to be really close getting to the finish also. Didn't quite make it. One of 2 DNFs this round. And I cannot have a round like that again. At least get low 45s. That's what I need to be shooting for. Curran, getting pretty close to the time Zoman was putting down. I don't remember exactly what it was. I'm going to turn players off now just so I can see and focus better. How to get this outer tube well. Really annoying to me that the end of the outer tube is where you lose the time to reset. You don't get 2 runs anymore if you mess up the outer tube. So of course the part that I mess up is making it so that I only really get 1 run. This one is going a lot better. Didn't get the inner too well, but I also didn't want to risk it. Oh, there we go. Sub 45. That's more what I'm looking for. Still only 11th, but that should be me safe through this round. Actually kind of cut that corner a little bit. Pretty awkward there. Decent around the tube. Starting to gain speed. Trying some different lines. Not sure they're working. Very similar time to my first run. Bit of a better inner. Oh, and then a bit wider on the last turn. Still might be a slight improvement with speed coming to the end here. Not quite. Still 3 people without a time. More than in the previous round. I wonder if it's that outer tube that's catching everybody out. That first turn, there's some interesting lines you can take through there. I haven't seen really a consistent line form when I had players on. So you can try to take that as tight as possible. You can go wide, which I think Curran was doing earlier, but that could have been a mistake. I don't know. I guess technically not the first turn, but the first major turn. This one. Yeah, I went a bit wider that time. I got pretty good exit out of it. So maybe more speed. Bit of airtime on the tube, but as long as they don't crash there, it's mostly not terrible. Everybody is passing me though. Really commit to that inner. Try to get some of that time back. Touching the inside wall is not ideal. This is a high 45, which is going to be on the verge of elimination based on the times I've seen. A little bit of tire smoke. Really all about that tube though. I think that's where like all the speed comes from. Ignore that speed split because I was so messed up on my previous run. Up a little bit of speed. This is not a good run either. Maybe I get this last turn cleaner. Didn't hit the inside barrier that time. Up a little bit of speed, but man, I don't know if I'm safe with that actually. Nope, I am eliminated. Okay, sorry about that. Missed the start of this run because I was... I thought I was going to get kicked from the lobby, but actually I wasn't. Looking at the lines so far... Wow, people sliding a bit coming on that sausage piece. I don't know when people loaded in because I missed the start of this run, so it's hard to say who really is having a good run right now. Seabat's going to be the first to hit the finish, and yeah, he did have the best run. Interestingly, let's see. Take a look at the leaderboard here. Bunch of good players without a time on the first run. Kern Cobb, round. Kern, there we go. There's his time. 0.4 even. I think that's world record. 6/10 faster than Seabad in second place. You see, everybody does get a time now. Let's take a look at Quick Racer, because Quick Racer is in last right now. Actually, Quick Racer said they were playing on keyboard. So probably not expecting them to do as good as they usually do. Let's see if they can improve, though, and make it into top 15, which is the cutoff point for this round, and they do. I don't know where they are. They are 10th right now, so actually doing pretty good on the keyboard. See if anybody's coming through Shady Nook. Can Shady get a snipe at the end here? Yes, he does. Knocks DD Na out, and DD is just not going to have enough time to finish. 4 players eliminated. It's going to be 3 in the next round, the round of 15, that we somehow keep getting the round of 15 now. It used to never happen that we'd have a 3 elimination round, and now it's like every single cup we have a round of 15. Okay, we actually get to see the start of this round now. Look at all those pretty colors on those names. I love that. Honestly, one of my favorite parts of V16. The colored names looking really good. You're into the outer tube for the first time. This is the trickiest part of the track. You see a lot of resets coming in, a lot of different lines. Probably not by choice, but just by mistakes. I actually thought Owl looked a little shaky on the tube, but he's maintaining his spot at the front of the pack here and kind of pulling away even from Seabad. Now he started to lose some time coming off of that wall ride towards the end. Quick Racer looking very good on keyboard as well. And only 3, oh no, there's come some more. 5 people getting times on their first runs. See a couple more people coming in now. Pack really spreading out, probably because of all the resets early that these guys are going for. That outer tube probably catching a lot of people out. Kern Cobb gets his first finish, 43.8. Zeklord going to be getting a finish soon. Renergy getting a finish soon. A lot of fast players that are not having consistent finishes early in the rounds, as we are already in final round territory. Looking for a few players. Sandals, Round, Rotor without times right now. Here comes 2 of them. 2 regulars at the front of the pack in Cup of the Days. Struggling to get through this round. And actually Sandals does not. Only finishes 13th. And actually going to get dropped down to last. So not a good run from Sandals. Still into the low 45s. Nick. Can Nick get a snipe? And St. Nicholas will get through and knock Void out at the last second. So 3 eliminations. Now into the 2 elimination rounds. Renergy puts in a 0.5. One of the players without a Cup of the Day win, looking to get his first. He's going to have to beat Kern Cobb to do that, though, and Kern's been pretty consistent up there. Is that outer tube? People are starting to look a little bit better there, and there's obviously a line forming around the outer tube, because there's really only one good line. Owl getting a bit of airtime in the front. Kern Cobb actually goes pretty high on that wall. Saves him perhaps a little bit of distance traveled. Now into the final turn, everybody looking pretty smooth around that hairpin. And Kern Cobb pulling away in the lead. 43.531. Quick Racer using that keyboard of his to input his time up at 44.0. Said he was not expecting top 10 with the keyboard, and yet he's looked pretty good so far. Again, we're seeing a lot of players, Renergy, Owl, Round, Zeklord without times early, and probably only going to get 1 run. We'll watch Renergy now coming towards the finish. On that inner wall ride, gets that pretty good. Taps the wall around the final corner, not going to lose too much speed, but you generally don't want to be doing that. Still enough for a 43.9. Zeklord and Owl without times. I think Owl might be just ahead. Well, I don't know. We'll watch Zeklord's run. Round only in 10th as well. Not a good time from him. I think that might be his only run. Decklord, ooh, clips a wheel, but is still enough to get through. Round, does he have time for the snipe? I'm not sure he does. It's gonna be close. Shady Nook as well, right in front of him. Might have time for the snipe as well. Shady Nook does snipe Owl, and Round does not get there. So, Owl and Round out in the first round of 2 eliminations. Shady Nook, not his first snipe of the day either. Gets him into the top 10. And Kerncobb once again putting down that 0.5, showing his consistency where no others have been able to. Now into the round of the top 10. Shady Nook, a bit of a tighter line through there. I don't know if that's going to pay out with the speed he has coming out of it. Of course, the big part of this map is that tube, which Kerncobb got so well there, as you can see him pulling away from the pack behind him. Not a lot of resets early in this round there. Nick and Shady going a bit low, coming off of that weird little convex piece. Little hill that you kind of have to climb over. First times coming in for most players, actually, which has been unusual. Quick Racer, Zivsef, and Thirdseye without times. Let's see if I can find any of them. There's somebody just got to finish there. Quick Racer is last at the moment, though. And see Nick kind of trailing the pack here. Got a bit of airtime there. Nick not going to improve on that time. And Zivsef only gets 1 run. He's at that crucial outer tube now. A tiny bit of airtime, but I think he lands it okay. Oh, a bit of airtime there, though. That's not good either. And I think Ziv might be out. This is not looking like a very good run for him. See if I can find anybody else coming to the finish right now. Here comes Thirdseye. Here comes Zeklord again. Thirdseye gets a good time, knocks Quick Racer into the elimination zone, but Quick Racer will have enough time to get a snipe. Oh, Quick Racer, though, hooks onto the outer wall and, or inner wall, I guess, and hits the lamppost. And Shady Nook, oh, Shady Nook gonna go for a 3rd snipe of the day. He is, and knocks Zivsef out. Zivsef and Quick Racer out this round. Shady Nook continues to hang on. An intense day for Shady Nook so far. Good performance, getting into the top 8. And it's looking like Kerncobb and Renergy are pretty solid in the top 2 right now. Kerncobb has won a pretty good chunk of Cup of the Days at this point. Definitely the favorite, not only on this track, but just on paper, looking at the names. Seabad has won a Cup of the Day. And I think that's it for the players still remaining. Good opportunity for somebody to get their first Cup of the Day win, but you still got Kern leading everybody and looking like catching and passing Seabad towards the end of this first run. We're seeing everybody taking pretty similar line now at this point in the Cup. And Renergy, one of the few to not get a time on their first run. Renergy and Alex. Renergy still early on this run, but he does tend to put down high 43s. Keep an eye on his line here. Got a little bit of lag there, but looks like pretty clean around the outer tube. Pretty far inside on this really weird banked section coming through there. Over the hill, drops a bit lower than we've seen Kern doing. Kern has another 0.4. Final corner looks pretty clean for Renergy. This will be a pretty good time. Is another 43.9. Renergy's gotten pretty consistent with that. Seabad is getting pretty consistent up there as well. Thirdseye in trouble, and Shady Nook. Shady Nook will not get another snipe. He's pushed his luck quite a bit already in this cup, but won't do it again. Have to see if Thirdseye can take out St. Nicholas coming to the final hill. And he improves and does snipe St. Nick. Does St. Nick snipe him back? I think he did. Thirdseye will get eliminated and St. Nick gets the snipe up to 4th. A lot of snipes in this cup. Maybe because of that outer tube being the point of the resets. People resetting when they realize they're having a bad entry to the outer tube and getting just enough time to pull off that snipe. Seabad loads in quickly as usual. Renergy loads in a bit behind. St. Nick takes a very inside line there. Not seeing anybody else do that. But looks like Kern, Zekload getting more speed, and Kern resetting, getting a little bit of airtime. Looks like only 3 on their first runs still. Only 2 now on their first runs, Zekload and St. Nicholas. Zekload is starting to pull ahead, but looks like Nick's just going to take a time. Take a look back at what some of the others are doing. Kern Cobb has been the fastest so far in this cup. See what his line is through here. He does stay quite a bit higher than we're seeing a lot of the other racers. Only 1 elimination this round in the top 6. That'll make Nick and Zek feel a bit better about those times, but I do not think a 44.3 is particularly safe. Seabad and Renergy still without times. Kern Cobb has another 43.4, and Seabad 43.7, getting better. Renergy following, I believe that is St. Nick and Zeklord on their second runs. Renergy on his only finish he will get in this round. These are the 3 at the bottom of the leaderboard right now. And no improvements from either of the 2 in front. Renergy improves to 3rd, also with a 0.7. But it looks like St. Nicholas will be eliminated in 6th. Let's see if Seabed and Renergy are maybe slowly catching on to this map. Maybe they can start getting those 0.5s and 0.4s later. But it's still Kern Cobb with a 3/10 advantage. 8 St. Nicholas in 6th. A2 Zeklord in 5th. A lot of numbers in the wrong positions on the leaderboard. 5 players left now. It's kind of difficult to spectate because Renergy loads in so far behind and Seabad loads in so far ahead. Seeing a little bit of different lines through that uphill turn. And Kern Cobb definitely the fastest coming out of that. And here's this outer tube that really makes or breaks the run. And Kern Cobb once again looking very clean through there. Perhaps got a little bit of airtime when we just panned over to this camera. And you see he still stays very high on that wall, which even Seabad is not doing. Seabad's been putting in pretty good times as well. Kern catching and potentially passing Seabad on the track here. Up the final hill. Kern almost took the tire off the track. And 43.9, not particularly fast times for either of those guys. Might just be enough, but I wouldn't be comfortable with a 0.2 in this round. Renergy getting a time early. Another 43.9. Zeklord the next to come to the line. And Alex still does not have a time. Zeklord with a 0.3 has just enough time for one more run. This will be Alex's only finish in this round. No more time to reset. Stays a little bit high, more like what Kern's been doing. Unfortunately, I don't know how good his outer tube was, which is really the main part of this track. Zeklord, we can see him now, not super clean, but doesn't go flying off the track, which is always a good sign. Alex, though, does not beat Zeklord's time, so Alex will be eliminated in 5th. Zeklord will hang on. Let's see if he does get a snipe at the end of this round. Kern Cobb improves to 0.7. Seabad improves to 0.7. Next round is going to be a tough one for Zeklord because the top 3 have pretty consistently been the top 3 this entire cup. Zeklord does not improve that time. Even so, we're not seeing the most consistent times. You know, it took a couple attempts for both Kern and Seabad to set those 0.7s in this round. Let's see if we can spectate Renergy at the back. Oh, actually, it's not even Renergy at the back. It's Zeklord at the back this time, going for early resets. Kern takes that first turn very wide, which doesn't seem like what you would normally go for there, but he gets a lot of speed out of it, and is now the only person still on his first run. Very good through those weird banked pieces. taking them very inside without gaining airtime, which is a bit of a challenge. Gets the inner very good as well. I think this is going to be a nice time from Curran. Oh, does tap the inner wall at the end there. Even so, 43-473. I think it's safe to say he will be safe in this round. Zeklod puts in a 44.2, has time for one more run. Take a look at where everybody else is. Seabad on this important outer tube. Gets it very cleanly that time. Renergy actually resets at the end, not liking that run and wanting to get one more possibly. See Seabad approaching the end now as well. This will be his only finish in this round. Lot of resets. A 44-second track, but not many people taking 2 finishes per round. Seabad though gets a 0.8. He's been getting pretty consistent up there, even if it takes multiple attempts. Ooh, and Renergy is not going to finish. So Renergy DNFs, and Zeklod will survive another round with that 44.2. Renergy's looked pretty good this entire cup, but not going to make it through to the podium places. Zeklod not enough time to get another run by the looks of things. Burnkov, it's going to be very difficult for anybody else to match those 0.4s that he keeps doing. And it's not even the 0.5s anymore. He has gotten consistent with the 0.4 times. All 3 of them starting a bit spread out here. This first turn is interesting to see what lines they do. Burnkov is the widest of the 3 of them. I think Zeklod went a little bit wide on the exit of the corner. Now around the outer tube. Seabad and Kern getting it pretty good, but we can see Kern is catching. Doing a very good job to not get any airtime there. Still higher on that wall than Seabad. It does save a little bit of distance traveled, and that can translate to time. Now catching Seabad around the final hairpin. Up the hill to the finish. Zeklod does reset. Kern Cobb with a 0.5. Seabad with a 0.8. Consistency paying off. Zeklod, I don't think we've seen him put a time, maybe even in the 43s. He's been hanging on with those 44.2s. Gonna need a very good run if he wants to make it to the finals. Up the hill, and it is a 44-0 from Zeklod, who gets one more attempt. Kern and Seabad coming off of the tube. Kern resetting there, I think perhaps getting some airtime on the next set of turns. And we'll keep an eye on Zeklod as he does this first half of the track that is very important for the speed that you carry out of it. Hard to tell on outer tubes if it's a good line or not, but I feel like he was not as deep into the tube as the ideal line would be. Might be a little bit slow coming towards the end here. Needs to improve only by 0.2 to pass Seabad Cruiser. Up the hill at the end, watching that clock tick into the 44s. Not enough. Kern Cobb and Seabad going into the finals. Kern has been pretty consistently 2 to 3/10 faster than Seabad. I think Seabad, he can do those 0.7s, 0.8s pretty well, but it's going to take a mistake from Kern Cobb or an absolutely incredible run from Seabad in these finals if he wants to win. As usual, Seabad loading in first. Kern often catching him by the end of the track. Let's see what happens on the first runs here. Very different line in the first turn. Kern actually goes very early apex, but then kind of catches a second apex at the end of the turn. Carries quite a bit of speed, a lot lower on the second half of the outer tube. And yeah, he is catching Seabad. I don't think that was an amazing outer tube from Seabad. Coming up to the inner now, it's the final part where you can really make a big mistake. Although, I guess we have seen people crash on the uphill at the end. But Kern got definitely faster on his first attempt. They both get one more attempt here. 0.7 is beatable from Seabad. However, Kern, we know he can improve by about 0.3 from that time as well. Seeing again, he goes so wide, it doesn't seem like it would be a good line, but I think it just lets him carry so much more speed. into the outer tube section. Final chances for a reset. Seabed might want to take one. And he does. Curran, though, looks so fast. Seems to be a pretty good run from him. Gonna kind of keep an eye on Seabed. Curran hits this inner wall ride. Looks very good there. Here's the tube. This is very important from Seabed if he wants to snipe Curran at the end. Gets a little bit of airtime. Might have just survived it, but not going to be as good as Curran, who does get another 0.5. Not the 0.4s, but Seabed clips. Does some nice flips. Good style points, but not going to be a Cup of the Day win. That will go to Curran Cobb. Congratulations on another Cup of the Day win for Curran. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to join Cup of the Days, join the CTR Discord where these are announced. And if you want to see Cup of the Day stats and results, I will post my spreadsheet in the description below. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.